All right, we are out here at our test flight facility near our workshop. I have our Legion Go ahead of us, a Radio Master Boxer, one of the 4 Develop Air Mini that are going out to a customer. 2 of them have already been featured on the channel, this one quite prevalently. Actually, no, I take that back. This is one of the new ones. The one that we've tested out quite a bit is still in that case over there. But we're going to probably need to set up 1 parameter on these 3 Develop Air Mini, but we're going to verify that is indeed the case. So let's go ahead and let's get the actually, we'll start with Mission Planner. Just to verify the parameters are set, and if not, we'll have to use this Radio Master Boxer to actually set the parameter. I've talked about this before, but figured it'd be nice to show it off. Probably better show it off in our workshop when it's not, you know, negative 30 degrees outside. Don't want to update now. All right. So we'll start off a connection to this radio here. We're not going to set Develop Air Mini up for flight just yet, so I'm going to just plug in the battery up here. All right. So we are getting a connection via the controller, which is nice. And actually, I will need to turn this off. And yeah, now we should have blinking green on our radio here. It was blinking red because, again, the connection was going to this Radio Master Boxer controller. But let's see, we need to drop down the COM port, drop down window, select the STM32. And I think we can keep that at 115,200. Typically for wireless radios, we select 57,600, but at least the Holy Road telemetry radios we've used. There's a larger RFD, I think, that makes a 6 USB telemetry radio, higher power typically for larger drone craft. All right, so yeah, we're getting a no RC receiver option. Let me show you guys the parameter that we're going to have to change here in Mission Planner, how to do so. Well, again, we can change it, it just won't actually save and take effect or reset itself. So right now we're selected to quad rotor, and another way to tell is if you go to the full parameter list, you'll see all the parameters for the Develop Air Mini itself. But if you select telemetry radio, you'll see all those go away. You have to hit refresh parameters. My ears aren't freezing, your ears are freezing. All right, and then you need to go to RX, and instead of scrolling down through all of them, we're going to RX send. And then this RC send channel, or RX send RC channel, needs to be set to 0. So again, can't actually change it and have it take effect here in Mission Planner, so we just disconnected. We're going to unplug this radio, and now we're going to change the parameter via this Radio Master Boxer.
Welcome to HTX. Throttle warning, switch warning, iVue telemetry ready.
All right.
Signal critical, GPS 3D fix lock, altitude hold flight mode.
And then I just hit the system button, or SYS button, and then scrolling all the way down to MLRS-BW. And we need to update the receiver firmware apparently, but let's see if we can get away without that. And we're just looking for that same parameter, RX RC send channel. And we're setting it to off. And then we need to hit save.
Telemetry lost.
All right.
Telemetry ready.
And now we had no telemetry, which you would think is bad, but you can only, as far as I'm aware, set up the Develop Air Mini to use one of these RC transmitters or this module with a transmitter or via USB. You can't have it set up in a way that you can just swap it from one to the other without changing parameters. So I'm going to reboot Developer Mini just manually. I could go back into Mission Planner or Q Ground Control or the iVue RC app and reboot it, but this will probably save a few seconds. All right, going to plug in the radio. Today's gonna be a win if I just walk away with all my fingers, I feel. What a fucking bitch, Jacob. All right. Now we're going to reconnect. And we're watching, and we're waiting with anticipation. All right, using the trackpad here, we're going to select telemetry radio, and we're just going to verify the parameter that we just set via the Radio Master Boxer seems to show up here as well with the proper value. Look at that, set to 0. So we should theoretically be good to fly. We may have to do a compass calibration, but let me go into Q Ground Control to just see what warning messages that we get, if any, before we use the iVue RC app to take off. Stabilized flight mode. God. Give me something good. All right, come on. Why are you not ready to take off in stabilized flight mode? Let me put loiter flight mode. Let's give it a moment or two. Again, if I had to guess, it's probably a compass calibration that we'll need to do. By this point, it would typically give us a message saying that's the case. But I don't think we're going to see that message, so we'll take off in Q Ground Control just to see if we're getting a false alarm, as has been the case previously, because everything else looks ready to go. So just in case, I'll move it a little bit further away from us. And need to take off these prop covers. Always hear about blood, sweat, and tears, but I think these conditions might be worse than blood, sweat, and tears. I'll take blood, sweat, and tears any day over this cold. I know how to put on our own props. I'm not retarded. Regarded. It's almost like this would be better if I didn't have my gloves on for Developer Mini, not for my poor soul. Gentle Jacob. Dun 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 dun. fucking God. All right. Let's go ahead, see if we can take off and hover at 10 feet. We're going to attempt to take off and hover at 10 feet. We're getting a not ready message, but I think we should still be good to go. Yeah. Nope.
Crash. Disarming. Anchor equals 173.30. XL equals 0.53.0. Disarmed.
So we got disarmed. Don't know exactly what the issue was there. Have to do some troubleshooting, of course. Go figure. So when I say these 4 developer mini are ready for delivery, well, at least this one, clearly not so much. Maybe I need to check motor directions again. I can do that up here. I'll need to take the props off, of course. But if the motor directions are good, then I'm not exactly sure what the deal is. That'd be kind of embarrassing if it's just a motor direction issue, as I thought I had checked all of these, but let's find out. I really don't think it's at least just the motor direction issue. This boom arm is loose now. Probably have to do some touch-up work on this. All right, let's go to vehicle configuration, motors. We just verified the props are off using the slider to set the motor speed to 9%. All right, so first motor, motor A is spinning the correct direction. Motor B is spinning the correct direction. C. Yeah, one motor spinning the wrong direction. Yeah, okay, so we're not going to swap that right now, but if you did want to do that, you would go to parameters, and then specifically for how these developer mini are wired up, it's a servo underscore, and you know what, I'm just going to do FTW, it's servo underscore FTW RV mask, and then you can select either the motor 1, 2, 3, or 4 that you want to reverse here, but I'm going to do that back in the office, and then we'll have to come back and test this one another time. So I'll close out of Q ground control, and we'll just move on to the next one. All right. And let's see. I'm gonna grab my phone and mark it that this motor needs to be swapped. All right. And it's the developer mini with the XT30 to XT60 adapter in it. All right. So far, 0 for 1. Can we go 1 for 2? Wow, look at that. There's an extra little surprise in this box. What's in the box? More developer mini. And a LED show mod kit. So if you want to make your own LED drone shows with developer, of course that is doable with your own development effort. We're just working to prove out it's possible as well. Let's see, this developer mini does not yet have a battery. Do we have an extra one? In this case, let me see if I just have one I can quickly grab back here. I do. Not sure how charged this one is. This time we'll check the motor directions before we take off. That's probably a good idea. Battery straps and gloves do not go well together. nor do taking off the battery straps mid-flight, like I certainly didn't attempt to do. Well, I didn't attempt to take it off. It just came off me trying to better latch it or secure it. Secure cable ties, people. What a shout out. Jacob, I understood nothing of what you just said. Secure cable ties, if you looked at our bill of materials that we make available, at least for the full-size developer right now, you'll see that we use straps from Secure Cable Ties. That's an American company, I think. Whether the straps are made in America, that's probably less likely. All right. Getting GPS, so we're looking pretty good here. I brought it all the way down there to check the motor direction, which, okay. Heard a message, but I was just talking about the geofence, and should have kept it up here just to do the motor test, but let's try it. Motor A, spinning the correct direction. All right. And so there's a geofence already saved on this Developer Mini. So I think this is one that has already flown, but we'll just verify it's still in working condition. And not thinking straight in this cold. Not that I ever, think straight, right? File, clear, yes.
Boundary fence breached. GPS glitch or compass error. Boundary fence breached. Prayer room. GPS glitching. Glitch clear. Prayer room. Rs. And 3 yaw inconsistent 25 degrees wait or reboot.
All right. So I think we are clear of the geofence issue now. Let's go ahead, set this Developer Mini back out. We'll reboot, and we'll make sure we're getting a message that we're ready to take off in Q ground control. And then if we look good, we'll actually take off in Q ground control. And then we'll try out the iVue RC app. All right. I'm going to try doing a reboot, and I might need to do compass calibration again. How these props look fine. Yep.
Prayer room. Fence enabled. Need position estimate.
All right. Let's go over to loiter flight mode.
Loiter flight mode.
All right, it looks like we're ready to fly. And I'm going to have faith in both this Developer Mini and the iVue RoboControl app. And we'll switch over to from Q ground control over to the iVue RC app, assuming I can get these props on. All right. Da, 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 da. Holy fook. All right, close out of Q ground control. And I just hope, you know, because hoping, right, is the best strategy, that we're not going to get the continuous rotation problem that we just had addressed for the prior developer mini, clearly not the motor direction issue, but let's go ahead, connect, zoom in, activate the controller arm. All right, think we look good to go. We're gonna land. It was drifting a little bit more than ideal there, but nothing too far outside of the norm. Let me open up Q ground control. Let me just see if we get any more messages. But I just manually took off there with the throttle stick again in the iVue RC app. I did an automatic landing, just pressing the land button, and everything still looks good. So, all right, this developer mini is good to go. We'll move on to the next one. There's Jacob being snotty again. Can those go in? Nope. All right. Right. I'm gonna put the lid on this one. Drop it under the one that still needs work or reworked. Last one in the cardboard boxes. Our nice official product packaging. Not really. Again, these were originally delivered as DIY build kits, and they just weren't getting built to the way that they needed to be by the students, if at all, at the school we delivered them to. And so I decided to take them back and make sure they get built to a way that they can be used and hopefully eventually rebuilt by students. Because as I've mentioned now a few times, it's kind of like a motorcycle. It's not if you crash, it's when you crash. And we designed Developer and Developer Mini to be as easy to repair as possible when you do inevitably crash it, but that's still beyond what some, maybe most people would like to do. Not just with drones, but any sort of product, right? Just want it to work, as do I. But again, Developer, a development platform, so you're gonna need to do some of the technical learning curve climb yourself.
Error 5.3 meters. Needs 5.0. For error, odds, and 3 yaw inconsistent 21 degrees. Wait for reboot.
All right, let's check the motor direction here. Motor A is correct. Motor B is correct. Motor C is correct. So not only on that one developer mini was a motor spinning in the wrong direction, motors C and D were actually swapped. So we're going to have to swap that as well. All right. All the motors are in the correct direction, spinning in the correct direction. Let's go back over to Mission Planner and we'll see if the parameter for the RX RC send channel, I think, is the parameter. And that's basically if this is plugged in via USB, you want it turned off so it doesn't think that like RC input, like from your thumbsticks, are being sent to the drone. Otherwise, if that parameter is not set, it's basically sending spoofed RC input. All right, we have Mission Planner open. I know that's such a lovely sound for all of you guys. Have a snot rocket of a century. I feel I could blow out right now. All right, let's move over to the telemetry radio. The telemetry radio. Full parameter list. Refresh parameters. We're probably getting the little pop-up window that we need to clear. Yeah. Let me just refresh parameters. Okay. RX. Let's drop down, make it a little bit quicker on ourselves. All right, RX send RC channel is already set to 0 on this developer mini. So let's disconnect. Let's see if we get another AHRS EKF issue with this developer mini and cue ground control before we attempt to take flight via the iVue RC app. We'll do a reboot out there and then come back, put the props on. That's hot. Better a loogie than a snot rocket. Come on now. Come on now. Waiting for parameters. Oh my goodness. My great giggly miggly. Gonna like have to like shadow box just to stay warm. Sensors. No. I know what I'm doing, people. Why do we lose Okay.
Communication lost.
I don't know why.
Communication regained.
Loiter.
Loiter flight mode.
Nice. All right. And we're still ready to take off there. In the iVue RC app. All right, going to do just an automated takeoff with this developer mini, or attempt to. So I'm going to fly drone, arm and fly, take off to 10 feet, and disarm. So as you could tell, my big brain put props on the developer mini, and it could definitely take off with those props I definitely put on. So let's go ahead and actually put on the propellers and actually watch Develop Air Mini take off. All right. Lefty loosey for these silver prop nuts. These nuts! All right, and then it's the opposite. Now we have a pretty low battery on this one, but we're just going to take off and then land pretty much right away. And it doesn't help that we're already in the cold or freezing cold, just about freezing cold. Haven't checked exact temperature yet. Just too damn cold. All right. Da, 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 da. Yeah, we have a pretty low battery, but let's go ahead. Take two, arm and fly. False alarm. All right, take two. Set to loiter mode, set to guided, arm and fly. Fail to arm. All right, so let me try in loiter mode. Arm. Okay, we're getting a fail to send command. I'm going to disconnect here, and I'm reopening up Q ground control. So if you want to swivel back, let's see what error message we're getting now. Oh, we're probably below the minimum arming voltage. Look at that, our parameters that we set are doing their job, keeping dumb people like me from doing dumb things. All right, so let's get a battery that's above 14 volts. So we were like just right above 14 volts when we went to go take off previously, and then dropped below 14 volts. Ain't that so great? Do we have an extra battery in here? I'd have to take the one out of there, which I don't want to do, so let's take the one out of here. That's already flown. Da 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 da. Holy cow. And I'm not talking the type in India, folks. All right. It's way too cold and way too far away from a beach to be hearing seagulls mocking me in the fucking background. What an asshole. You can do it! That's my awful Rob Schneider for you. All right. No, my hand! It's exposed! All right. Da 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 da. All right. Let's change over to loiter flight mode.
Loiter flight mode.
Nice. And we're still getting a not ready.
Prayer. Need position estimate.
All right, let's wait for the position estimate to lock. Put my hand in my pocket. I got the sun in the pocket and the moon in my hand. Sometimes All right, and going to try to do the automated takeoff, arm and fly, take off to 10 feet. Against the wind, all right. And I'm going to put it into loiter flight mode. All right, it's all responding as it should. Let's land this sucker. Actually, loiter. And land. All right. And the last one that's already been flown the most, but let's go ahead and just verify this one's still all working. So we just have the one of the four to then go back and correct the motor direction and the orientation. Motor spin direction and orientation. We're almost done. I can taste it. Holy cannoli. Woo! Oh my God. Praise Allah. All right. Hop on you. You're going back in your home. All right. Hop one. Oops. My fat finger getting in the way. felt a little weird. There's Jacob being snotty again. It's the cold weather that makes me snotty. It's not a constant, I swear. Not snotty year round, just in the winter. All right, we'll wait till we at least get 10 satellites. There's 8. When I say 10, I'll probably wait till 12 or 13. There's 11, 14. All right. Let's see if we can go into loiter flight mode. We are set to loiter flight mode. I'm gonna do an automated takeoff again, or at least attempt to do an automated takeoff. Arm and fly, take off to 10 feet, launch. And great, look at that. Going to put it into loiter flight mode. And right back home to Papa. Well, not quite, but in front of Papa. And we'll land. I would say another cold and windy test flight session for you, but hopefully you're in nice warm interior conditions and just watching us struggle, so to speak, out here. But as you could saw, not too much of a struggle, just the one issue with the one developer mini, or I guess technically 2 issues, both motor related issues with the one developer mini. Otherwise, 3 of 4 of these are ready to go. The 4th one will be ready to go by the end of the day. You may not see that one again before we're back out for the next test flight video. But in any case, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and you'll catch at least me in the next one. Peace.